If you're a lineman in charge of keeping the lights on, Grainger understands that you go to great lengths, and sometimes heights, to ensure the power is always flowing. Which is why you can count on Grainger for professional-grade products and next-day delivery. So you have everything you need to get the job done. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This episode of the Damage Guild podcast is sponsored by listeners like you. Join the guild at patreon.com/damageguild to receive exclusive perks, member rewards, and bonus content.
Last time on the Damage Guild podcast.
Your friend's grandfather had my entire family slaughtered like cattle 20 years ago.
My grandfather is a duly appointed lord of Chepforth.
So he's had no evil part in taking Harrogate?
No, of course not.
You don't get the sense that he's hiding anything.
Then I have no reason to distrust him.
He's building this whole revolution on a lie.
We head back to the mountain, dig our ditch, and come up with a plan on the way.
You guys all right?
Yes, I'm mostly fine.
I check to make sure all my pieces and parts are still attached.
Yeah, I start wiping sap off on the nearby fallen tree. Yes, I think I'll be quite all right.
If we can spare the time, I could produce a lot of fruit.
I have quite grown to rely upon your fruit.
Are you injured, Verrol?
I am not, but I would like to eat some fruit anyway. I'm rather tired from that fight.
I'd rather prioritize the wounded with these fruits.
Yes, if you must. Certainly.
Yes. And so I will conjure a fruit and give it to Stoke. 7 healing?
Not shabs.
Something.
Okay, so you get everyone back to full. It takes you an hour and 20 minutes.
Like a regular vending machine. I'm guessing there's nothing worth looting off of these tree people. And Kardain comes over and puts his hand on it if it doesn't get me poisoned and says, I'm sorry it came to this, friends. And I say to you guys, these might have been good tree spirits at some point that just got corrupted.
Speaking of, did you want to try a recall knowledge to see if you could figure out what these were?
Yeah, I actually really do. This might even be something worth reporting to Dervin. I mean, if literal ents and treants of the grove are being corrupted by the stuff, I feel like that's something the grove tenders might want to know about.
Kardain says, many of these trees were my friends.
I knew this one. This is Jerry. I can tell by the markings behind his ear. All right, can I recall Knowledgeo?
Yeah, I'm doing it right now.
You're the one that rolls this, right?
And you've got plant lore too.
I do. That might be better than my nature. His name was Terry, actually. This is Terry the Treant.
You recognize these as arboreals.
Oh. Arboreals?
Yes. So these were once some sort of guardian of the forest, basically. The arboreals are very long-lived tree-like things or plant-like things that kind of shepherd and act as stewards over the forests that they live in.
Oh, they really are like ants.
It's a good thing I didn't do the recall knowledge in the middle of combat. I feel like Kardain would have had a real
problem,
crisis moment,
like ethical dilemma.
Yeah,
we can save them.
You can also clearly tell that they've been warped from what they were originally.
Yeah, so they've been corrupted by the blight, right? So they're like zombie
trees,
forest guardians.
Would it be worth grabbing a piece of wood or something that I could show Dervin? Or Dervin probably would believe me if I told him this is happening.
Up to you.
Man, so even guardians that you would think that might be more intelligent than to just oh, here's some slime. Let me drink this.
Well, it's probably coming up through the roots.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They might not have noticed it. They're drinking poison.
We've got to divert this flow. We've got to get this under control.
So your mind has finally changed. Is this what it took then?
I guess Kardain admittedly has a softer spot for plants than he does animals. This is the hay that broke the camel's back. This is it. We've got to do something.
I'm glad you've finally come around. I rather agree.
Kardain sheds a tear as he looks one more time at the arboreals that lay in a pile of shambles and goo.
Stoke, walks up and gingerly pats you on the shoulder and says, "It'll be all right, sir. I'm sure we'll find some way to solve this problem."
Meanwhile, Verrol is still thinking about making the other one into a raft for the return journey.
Thank you, Stoke. Yeah, that helps me to simmer down. Sorry, I know I don't get angry very often, so don't want you guys to see me like this.
Oh, and I just remembered we completely forgot to do anything about talking about your family.
No, that's Stoke. It's all right. I mean, I've been overlooked my whole life. I mean, nothing's changed there. So, I mean, most people are taller than me because I'm a dwarf. I'm just used to it.
Literally overlooked.
Yeah, you've been overlooked and looked over in equal measure.
You know, Stoke, thanks for reminding me. Maybe that's what we'll talk about at camp tonight.
Well, we should be on the other side of the mountain tonight, if all goes according to plan.
Yes, let's not waste any more time. I've got another fruit. We should get going.
Let us sally forth.
So you pick up your things and continue on your journey. So you travel another couple of hours or so, and then you finally make it back to the mountain.
Aha.
And it looks more or less like you did when you left it. You can see signs of further erosion and mudslides and things in various places, but the passageway is still open for now.
All right.
Head inside, and where are you going to dig this trench?
Once we get to the chasm.
Right, we got to connect the chasm.
Yeah, we'll get a handful of pebbles, and we'll walk along the chasm, and we'll continue to drop each pebble in every 100 feet and see which one takes the longest to reach the bottom, and that's where we'll dig the trench.
I don't know that you could reliably judge the distances, because it's probably going to bounce off the walls several times on the way down and stuff.
I mean, something to think about. We don't need to do a professional level job, right? We decided not to hire the Masons Guild or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So we just need to get the flow going, and then if we want to install something more permanent in the future, we probably would need to spend resources.
Yeah.
You have resources, don't you, Verrol, for such a thing?
Ah, I love them. Nothing better in the world than resources.
Yeah, well, let's see what we can do as a bunch of lay people and carve out a channel.
Yeah, I mean, I would say just because, as I recall it, the stream flows from the main fountain area, and then it gets to where it would branch off to the right or the left, or essentially to our home or their home. Mm-hmm. I'd say just close to that, right where it branches off.
I know you had discussed carving this out somewhere near the staircase for some reason, but I don't know why.
We don't really need to go that far, I suppose.
Yeah, I'm realizing, so there's 2 streams headed for each side of the mountain. So it does matter where we start digging because we want both of them to go into this chasm instead.
Yeah, we have to divert the one stream completely in the other direction toward the other side of the mountain, and then dig the trench to send it into the chasm. So that everything goes into the chasm.
We get a stick and we start drawing in the mud, like a blueprint.
Right.
So you basically just go to where the fountain passageway is, and you just, instead of having the trench kind of turn to go out to the west there, you're digging in that spot to go straight into the chasm.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, if that works, yeah. If that's going to take both streams, perfect.
Well, it's only flowing down one side right now.
Yeah, we'll still divert the one so that it goes toward the other side.
Oh, okay, divert and then do a trench.
And yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we did divert to the all the way to the other end before we left last time. So we're all set.
Right. I will say maybe we want to take some of our rocks and make the divert more permanent than it's just a piece of wood, right?
Yeah, that's a good point.
So that would be easy. Whoever's got the shovel could just pile up some rocks and make sure the diversion is more permanent.
Carry some stones in with the buckets. That way it'll be harder to remove if anybody should get there.
Actually, the piece of wood that they were using was blocking it off, so it wasn't going down the west side, because remember that this whole tunnel is slightly tilted so that it naturally goes to the west more so, or it's more likely to. Or at least that fountain area is slightly tilted, so it was naturally coming down the west side. And the east side was only flowing because they blocked it off.
Okay, so the Fosdale Valley has never had this slime, this corruption before.
Right, except when they blocked it off.
Because if it was naturally tilted, it was always going this other way.
Yeah.
Interesting. So they may have had this flow for years? I mean, when did the bad thing happen? You guys remember?
The Sundering.
The Sundering.
The Sundering, yes. We all know our history.
This is the 58th year since then.
Wow.
It's 50 AS.
58.
After sundering.
It is Ruin 58.
58 AS.
58 years or 8 years? How many years?
58. Or maybe it's PS, post-sundering.
So this slime may have been flowing for 58 years.
Perhaps.
It's schmossable.
Maybe.
We dig that trench.
Yeah, let me take one of those pickaxes and show you how to use it.
Yes, please.
Gotta put your back into it, like this, Zara. Your form's all wrong.
Ah, I see now. Yes, thank you.
Okay, so you spend a few hours chipping away at the stone to create a trench wide and deep enough to fully contain the stream of polluted water and divert it into the chasm. You can use some of the debris that you create as you're digging to help block off the channel that it was originally taking, just to guarantee that it doesn't keep flowing that way. And after watching it for a while, you're satisfied that you've successfully stopped the flow out towards the western mountain gate.
Yes, success.
Doesn't that feel good?
It does.
Whole day working in the cave, swinging some pickaxes together.
Well, as my grandfather is fond of telling me, every success is a stepping stone across the mire of your perpetual failure.
Man.
It's quite the inspiring one, your grandfather.
He is. I do better every day because of him. Or try to, anyway.
I wonder how mentally disturbed Verrol is.
Oh, quite. I can assure you of that.
Do you guys wanna... We're so close to the other side of the mountain. Should we go take a look?
I think we should. I wonder if there are new robots to fight.
Yes, we could investigate more of what's going on over here. Who's repairing these automatons, if you will?
I'm just thankful we were able to do all that pickaxing and that noise didn't cause any more enemies to come attack us.
Right?
That's what I thought was going to happen.
The only sounds you heard, well, mostly you just heard the ringing of your pickaxes, but you heard now and then some bats that you had disturbed, but you didn't see or hear any monsters. So, you head west.
Young man.
And as you make it back to the staircase, Stoke holds out his hand to signal a stop, looks around and listens carefully for any sign of movement, but you all listen and none of you hear anything.
Can we turn on some exploration activities such as scouting, searching? I'll be searching. I'm on high alert. Can somebody be a scout?
Yeah, I can scout.
And then Brian could pick something for Zara.
Yeah,
You could get a free shield spell off, maybe.
Yeah, repeat a spell. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll repeat shield.
Like, if we're on high alert, like, why just waltz into another encounter without some stuff?
Mm-hmm. When we're expecting trouble, exactly.
You listen around and you don't see or hear anything, and after a minute or so, Stoke looks back and tilts his head with a slight shrug.
Shall we keep going?
We shall.
Are we hoping to, go all the way out of the tunnels, out of the caves?
In the final chamber, there was a passage that we could investigate to see who is repairing the robots.
Well, we've been gone a while. If there was a repairer, they're fully repaired now. Are you saying you want to...
Fight them again and then root out whoever's in there responsible for their maintenance and upkeep.
Similar to the opportune that we maybe had on the other side of the cave jump with maybe where we thought the golem dudes are. You're saying you want to take out some of these nests, some of these places that might be spawning enemies?
I want to see, I want to go into the workshop and figure out who and how they're repairing them.
Agreed.
Could be some nut job in the caves. We don't know. It's just like a zany engineer who loves ward tech.
Right.
Warden tech.
In Verrol's mind, the only thing better than sending grandfather a relic is sending him one that actually works.
You want to capture one of these things while they're still functioning?
No, well, I want to see how they're doing it so that I can send him his own pair of robo-dogs for protection. He's going to need it.
I mean, it's a dangerous op. I'm just thinking back to that fight. We barely beat that swarm of automatons.
But we're better prepared this time.
Are we?
Experience is the best teacher.
Are we, though? Aren't we the same as before?
Well, we know that they have reactive strike now. That's something.
All right, I'm in.
You start moving forward, carefully sneaking down the stairs. Did you have some way that you were going to try to get across?
So for getting down, another Peton and rope to the ladder. If we hang a 50-foot rope, it should just about reach to the top of the ladder, right?
So you hang a rope, climb down, and continue on. By the time you get to the other side of the mountain, it'll probably be dark.
Okay.
Because you've been working a lot at the digging and everything.
Right.
So maybe we take a peek outside and then plan to make camp in here?
Yeah.
Yeah. You get back to the Great Hall at the end of the tunnel and find it much as you left it, except for the obvious lack of most of the automaton bodies that you had left behind. The one that was torn completely in half when you first arrived is still lying at the entrance to the tunnel, but otherwise you don't see any remaining.
So should we camp inside the little walled section that we created before we left last time? That little sea of walls?
Yes. Yeah, let's do that.
So you can see that it's getting quite dark outside, and you don't see any signs of movement at the moment. So you set up your camp in your little walled area. I should really write this down, but what's your watch order?
Yeah, do we have an established watch order for this party?
I don't know that we ever did. Let me look. No, I don't have anything written down. Zara can go first. She's sort of a night owl.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
Verrol is used to waking up early, so I can have the first watch. I mean, the last watch.
Stoke would probably want to go after Zara, so that Zara is the one to wake him up. And then I could go after Stoke.
Zara, Stoke, Kardain, Verrol.
Zara, you're like, don't want to have to, but
yeah,
we all
like,
agreed as a team that he's the next one for the watch. So you kind of like throw rocks at him.
Yeah, I try to keep a distance, for sure.
So each of you is on watch for 2 hours and 40 minutes.
Nice.
Awesome.
Got a nice little table for how long you have to spend on watch and total time sleeping, depending on your party size.
Yes.
I see.
That's helpful. Yeah, because we definitely, especially with spellcasters in the party, we have to get full night's rests.
Oh, yeah.
When possible.
So it's about 2 hours into the watch. So Zara is still up, and you hear something.
What's that? I hear something.
Yeah, you hear some metallic squeaking coming from off to the far right side of the room.
Then Jigsaw rides his bicycle into the room. His tricycle, I should say. So it's still off in the distance, it sounds like?
It's like where there's that small passageway leading back.
Okay. With my dark vision, do I see anything?
You walk over to the edge of the rubble wall that you've built and look in the direction of the sound. And coming out from the passageway, you see a familiar automaton. It's the big, bulky guardian.
Oh, the big guy.
I immediately start kicking people awake. I start with Verrol.
What?
Let's roll initiative.
Oh, boy.
Ooh. I say, Rutabaga. What?
Kardain is on a 22.
Verrol is on an 8. Womp womp.
Oh, wait, Zara got a 25.
Whoa.
It's a crit, a natty twinzo.
22 and a 25.
Critical initiative.
Great job, guys. Great work, team.
Zara is up first. Literally and, well, for all meanings of up.
So, anyone that I can't reach with my feet, I'm doing a hoarse whisper. Hey, get up! Everyone, get up! More automatons!
A bunch of horses gallop in.
Because Zara did detect the automaton, like, early enough, was she able to kick us awake?
The relevant ways of waking someone up are using an interact action to shake them, or loud noise around you might wake you. At the start of your turn, you automatically attempt a perception check against the noise's DC, whatever I choose that to be.
Ah, nice. Decent perception.
So Zara has some choices. She could shake, she could scream.
Yeah, you could either spend your actions to wake everyone up and guarantee that you could do that with one action each, or you can shout and make a lot of noise, and then everyone will have a chance to wake up on their turn.
Okay.
On their turn, right. So you don't know whether the shot was or wasn't effective.
Yeah, my next question is, looking at the automaton, is it moving straight toward us? Is it just kind of like wandering into the room?
It puts like one hand up on the wall as it steps up over the rubble, spots you, and then kind of zeroes in and starts moving forward.
Okay. All right, copy that.
Is it moving freely and anatomically correctly, or does it look like it's cobbled together from the damage we did to it before?
It's still kind of battered. The plates are damaged and worn, but it seems to be functional. and moving pretty normally.
Okay, and then, sorry, one further question. We haven't rested since the last combat, right?
Not a lot.
No, we didn't get to rest all the way.
No, okay.
No.
All right. Now seems like a pretty good time to use my knowledge check, since these are probably constructs. So I will use my assurance with automatic knowledge to get my free action recall knowledge check of a 16 on the automaton.
Nothing off the top of your head, because that's basically what this is.
Okay. All right, fair enough. Seeing that it sees me and it's moving toward me with purpose, I will shout out, "Wake up, everyone! 2 arms, 2 arms!" And then I will use my 3 actions to cast a spell. This is a new spell that I've never cast before. Anyone who's waking up, looking over at Zara, you see her kind of waving her hands, and at the ground before her feet, you see it like starts to tremble a little bit. Then all of a sudden, a bony, skeletal hand reaches up through the ground and grabs, and then another one, and it grabs on the ground, and you see this skeletal figure with rusty metal armor and stuff crawling up out of the ground in front of her. And she's going to cast Summon Undead.
Wow, I have so many questions.
Brian, you don't actually have to cast it right next to yourself. It has a 30-foot range.
That's true. It's a 30-foot range.
It was cool the way you described the spell, but you might want to summon it closer to the enemy.
Yeah, exactly. So I will cast it. I think I'm going to put it outside of the circle of rubble that we've made. And the creature I'm summoning, I think it's called Skeleton Guard.
Yeah, the Skeleton Guard. That's a good one. It's got good AC. It's got a longbow.
It's got a ranged attack. It's got melee attacks.
Question, can we name each of your summoned skeletons Skeletor, please?
Yes. Yes, we can.
Very good.
And then he gets, what does he get, Sean? 1 action or 2 immediately?
Yeah, so you get to command it, which is they get 2 actions.
So then I will have it make 2 short bow attacks against the automaton.
Noise.
Dude, short bows are so good. Their reload is 0.
Oh, awesome.
Just a little Legolas action.
And it says it's got a range increment of 60 feet. It's a deadly D10 as well.
There you go.
You don't have infinite shots, just so you know. It comes with 20 arrows, the Skeleton Guard.
Okay, good to know.
You're not going to go through 20 arrows.
Let's see if it'll live that long.
So you're gonna summon him so that he can get his shot?
Yes, exactly. I place him kind of just outside of the circle and sort of in front of one of the pillars, so he has a clear line of sight to the automaton. Roll. Okay, so he gets an 18 on the first shot.
18 does not hit.
Ah, rats. Then I will just shoot again. 14. Okay, so another miss. All right, and that ends my turn.
Yeah, the first turn is the heaviest, right, with a summon, and then the rest is going to be smooth sailing. I mean, you're a witch. You can even...
And cackle him.
You know the drill.
Oh, yeah.
But even just it being 1 action feels so good, because you as the controller of it, you're only spending 1 action, but you're giving it
2 actions.
2 actions.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
So Stoke is going to attempt to wake up.
You said it was like a perception check, right? If we wake up from Zara's cry.
She's shouting, so it shouldn't be very difficult. He wakes up, rises to his feet, and takes a quick look at Zara to see where she's looking. But he spends his whole turn just gathering his stuff. So he picks up his axe, picks up his buckler, stands up.
And I imagine the rest of us are going to be in a similar state, right?
Yeah.
Even if we do wake up, I got to grab my shield. You've got to grab your weapon, right, Verrol?
Yeah, someone has to load the cannons too, so there's that.
All right, Kardain?
Okay, so I make a perception check?
Yeah.
Well, that's a 1. I just rolled.
All right, with a natural 1, I'm not going to let that pass.
Right. So I'm just in a really, good dream in this, happy, magical wood where the arboreals aren't turned into freakish, evil people, and we're just having a picnic.
You hear the scream, and it disturbs your dream, but you think it's still something off in the woods in your dream. It doesn't wake you up.
Guys, I managed to skip my entire turn. How cool is that?
Wow, well done.
I mean, I didn't think I wanted to spend a hero point, but man, I kind of wish I did.
Next, you see another creature move out from behind the automaton, and to your surprise, this looks like the same sort of creature that you fought at the staircase. One of the weaker, scrawnier varieties that was climbing all over the place in your first battle there.
The ones we're calling the golem creatures,
They in cahoots?
for lack of a better term.
Yeah, whatever you want to call them.
Oh, whatever we want to call them. Okay, then I'll call them Morlocks.
It rushes all the way through where the river was flowing out and lunges onto the rocks in front of Stoke, and it even gets to make an attack.
Did Braun have a chance to wake up? I'm just realizing that. Not to like metagame, but I'm just curious if he's also asleep.
Yeah, you can have him make a check.
His check is worse than mine. Or sorry, his skill is worse, but he gets a better roll.
Okay, so Braun wakes up.
Could he have done something with his independent?
Yeah, I'll say Braun, assuming he doesn't sleep in his cage, right? That's up to you. Does he sleep in his cage or not?
I would imagine he tries to curl up with me, right?
Okay, so if he's out of his cage, he could probably use his one action to wake you up. But I'm going to say that's the end of your turn because it was already...
Yeah, I think that's exactly what he would do. He wakes up and sees everything that's going on, and he's trying to wake up Kardain to the best of his little body's abilities.
Okay, so Braun shakes you awake.
Braun, I was having the most wonderful dream. Why did you wake me up?
So now that creature runs up, charges at Stoke, and attacks. Single attack, but misses.
Question, is it wearing a hard hat and a tool belt?
No?
Oh, are you thinking this is the mastermind?
The workshop guy.
Yeah.
Although, speaking of that, you see another one steps out and takes cover behind the farthest pillar, and this one has all sorts of gear and tools and equipment on him.
The Mecha Morlock. Oh, wow.
That's some tech. Some, as you said, Verrol, ward tech.
Yeah, there you go.
He's got some sort of double crossbow
My gosh.
contraption, and he's got like an apron full of tools and hammers and things.
Dude, look at him. He's smart. He's so smart.
Smarter than any of us,
He's
maybe.
very smart. This is like what Tokus could have become if the darkness had fully overtaken him.
Yeah.
In an alternate universe.
Yeah, down to the weird, creepy, glowing, evil eyes.
Yeah.
He let the darkness overtake him.
It's basically, for our listeners, it's like Gollum. It's like if Gollum were a master inventor.
He runs across the room at the back and goes to the pillar right near the doorway, so he's got a better angle on all of you. And he peeks out and shoots at the skeleton, and that's a hit for 9 points of damage.
Is it cold, electricity, fire, piercing, or slashing?
It's piercing damage.
Oh, well, it's resistance 5.
It's resistant.
Oh, nice.
But he has 4 hit points, so it's still exactly enough to
What?
get.
What do you mean he has 4 hit points? Really?
According to the thing, yeah.
Oh, so that still kills even with the resistance?
Yep.
Oh, it's Xaxes, isn't it?
Zigzaxies, yeah. He has 4 HP.
Hey, I mean, he got some covering fire and he soaked. So
Yeah.
That's just a bummer.
I know, I wanted to get at least one more turn in with him. Oh, Skeletor, I hardly knew you.
we'll see each other again someday.
You can take that into the next time you summon him, right? Like, they can do, like, all the same stuff as us. Like, he could take cover.
Yeah, summon him behind a pillar or something.
Yeah, very true.
How can you have known that there was a crazy crossbow goblin guy
Right?
that was going to shoot
There's
it?
no way to know.
The automaton advances and stands across the stone wall from you, right next to where the destroyed skeleton is. You notice it looks like this time, since you stole his weapon from before, he is wielding a longer one, bigger halberd.
Oh my goodness. Halbeard 2.0. Call him Hal.
He does not like us. We took his last weapon. He wants revenge.
The mechanic is upgrading them every time to be stronger.
With his big halberd, he swings at Stoke and gets a critical hit.
Oh no.
And still bleary-eyed Stoke gets slashed right across the chest and staggers back.
Ouch.
Stoke's still standing, but he is badly injured. So you see one of the dogs has also returned to the fight.
What?
And since you didn't actually go out in the room and look around, you didn't spot it, but it was sitting behind a pile of rubble right in front of the doorway.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It leans out from around there and takes a shot. This will go at Zara this time.
At least she's got cover.
That was a critical hit.
Oh, no.
A natural 20. So you take 7 points of damage.
All right.
Its little tiny needles strikes you in a particularly painful spot under your ribs.
Ouch, not my painful spot.
Make a perception check to wake up.
Okay. Has the DC been lowered due to the noise of combat?
Yeah, it was pretty low to begin with.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, just don't do what I did. Roll a 1.
That's a 24. Reckon that ought to do it.
you wake up to the splatter of blood across your face from both Stoke and Zara.
Oh dear, how dreadful. What is happening? I'd better get up and lend a hand. So I stand up, draw my rapier, and thrust towards the little golem creature in front of Stoke. And this shall be an 18 to hit.
That hits.
So I don't know why I'm talking in Verrol's voice out of character. That's weird. Okay, hit for 4 damage.
It's just like a switch that we have to turn on and turn off in our minds.
Right. 4 Dimaggio, and that'll do it for me.
Then you see another one of the dogs around a different pillar at the far left of the room. And this one doesn't have a good shot from where it is, so it is going to scurry forward to the kind of central area and then shoot at Verrol from behind cover.
I'm trying to decide whether I want to go flashy dodge here. I think I will.
Does that work against ranged attacks?
Yep, it's any time I'm targeted by an attack.
Mine is the one that doesn't. Verril's does.
Okay. And with your flashy dodge, that turns it into a miss.
Yes! I will take panache.
Zara.
I think that's the third time Flashy Dodge has caused a miss, isn't it?
Second time it caused it, but he got panache on all 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Well, but the math is tight. A +2 is a big jump.
Yeah.
Just like when I bring up my shield, a +3 is also a big jump.
Right.
All right, let's see. Yeah, they're probably immune to certain conditions.
But the concealed is nice on their bigger damage dealers. Like if you can get make them see everything is concealed on like the archer or the halberd guy, even just a small chance for them to miss could be huge for us.
Yeah, and the halberd guy is the one sort of just north of Stoke, right?
Yes.
Big bruiser dude. All right, I will send in Mr. Crowley, move him up 1 space.
But I see what you're saying. Like, it might not feel fear. That's true.
Yeah.
What's juicy about your ability is the mischance.
Use the concealment.
Yeah, it's so good.
All right, so I will first action cast Shroud of Night on the big dude, and he makes a will save.
It succeeds.
Oh,
Blast.
Of all the things, you'd think will wouldn't be the highest on these guys, but...
Yeah. And then I think I will use my good old electric arc to hit that big halberd dude and the little guy in front of Stoke, just to the left of Stoke.
Sweet.
They both make reflex saves. Ooh, max damage.
Max damage.
Making up for Min last time.
That's right.
RNG,
That's
baby.
8 electric.
Yeah.
It's electric.
It's moments like these when it's too bad you're not Aslo.
Exactly.
The clockwork warrior guy succeeds on the save, but then you can see the electricity still messing with his internals. He takes a good amount of damage anyway.
Nice.
And the other guy fails his save. He takes full damage.
Excellent.
That ends my turn.
Stoke's turn. Stoke is going to try to take out the little guy next to him. Better to have fewer enemies.
Indeed.
So he swings twice, hits with the first hit and doesn't quite kill him, but he does leave him with a nasty gash, and then misses on the second swing and raises his buckler. Kardain?
How bad of an accuracy punishment if I tried to shoot a tree nut from the floor?
It's not a problem from the floor. The problem is that you've got people in the way of all of your targets.
So, like, I literally can't try to shoot anything.
No, it's minor cover. So if you're shooting at the golem creature, they're both golems. They're just different golems.
Yeah, right. One's a golem, the other's a golem.
So if you shoot at the pale creature, then Verrol's in the way, and that's a -1, or rather it's a +1 to his armor class. And if you shoot at the other one, then you've got Verrol, Stoke, and a low wall in the way in front of the clockwork creature. Well, and Zara's also kind of... With that many things in the way, he probably has greater cover.
I'm going to try to make the easier shot then. I'm going to try to shoot the golem.
Yeah.
Oh, it's also giving me a -2 for being prone, but I got a 24 total.
Nice.
Do you have minus for prone?
Yeah, it gave me a minus for prone.
Okay, I guess I was wrong, so you do get that. But that's still a hit.
Sweet. I roll some damage, and I conk it in the head with a nut.
right?
Dude, ranged bludgeoning damage, there's something to be said for that.
And that is enough to knock it off the wall where it clatters to the ground behind it.
Yeah.
Out of your sight.
Yes.
That was kind of just an add-on, because the more important thing I wanted to do was do this, and I'm going to do a nice big heal to Stoke.
As that tree nut flies past Verrol's shoulder, he whirls and says, "Nice shot, Kardain."
Oh, thanks, battle brother. That's 14 healing to Stoke.
It's excellent. That about halfway closes up his wounds.
It's a good spell for a reason. All right, that's my turn.
Now it's the one with the crossbow. You can see Verrol and Kardain now that you're both standing.
Oh, no. I'm not standing.
Now that Verrol's standing, he can see you.
Yep, it's just me.
So he's going to shoot at Verrol. And, he also gets a critical hit
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
These guys are critting us left and right.
for 20 points of damage
Whew.
on Verrol.
Wow.
Because of his weird crossbow setup, you notice he's not reloading, or doesn't take his extra actions to reload. So it's kind of auto-loading and shooting.
Man, they got
Dang,
auto
dude.
loaders.
That's crazy.
Wow. Yikes.
I dare say the last time I took 20 damage from a ranged attack, my wife was staring at me.
Staring daggers, as it were.
Yeah, it just takes 2 more shots, but both of those miss. And then the automaton, it'll try to attack Zara. And it also gets a critical hit.
Gotta be kidding me.
And these rolls, you take 22 points of damage.
Ow.
Oh, yeah, that knocks me down.
That is how many hit points you have max. 22.
Yes, that's my maximum. And I believe because that was a crit, that immediately puts me at dying 2, doesn't it?
Yep. So you're unconscious,
Awesome.
dying 2.
Cool.
We need to be careful about bringing you back up.
Yeah.
And then turns its attention to Stoke, misses, and then it activates its defensive shield. And now one last thing before Verrol's turn. One of the dogs comes up and tries to shoot Verrol, hitting for 3 points of damage, and that is its full turn.
So I think we're taking far too many ranged attacks. I think we need to get into the cave.
Yeah, even the rock wall hasn't been helping us. They've still been critting us.
Well, it's a little bit of cover. It's been giving us like essentially +1 armor class,
Yeah.
but it's not enough for like a ranged shootout like this where I think the last time we fought these guys, it was a bunch of dogs and they weren't nearly as deadly as this crossbow duder. So my suggestion is if we can, we got to get out of the shots. Like we need to get into the hallway.
Back to a bottleneck.
Yeah, and leverage the fact that most of the strength of our party is in our melee combatants, I think.
Yeah. What would it take for me to grab Zara on my way back into the tunnel and either drag her or carry her?
I would say it's one action to grab her, and then probably move at half speed.
Okay.
Oh, really? He'd move at half speed?
Or, well, encumbered, whatever that would be.
Cumbered is clumsy 1, 10-foot penalty to all speeds.
Yeah.
Okay. So then I would move 15 feet.
I don't know. What are you thinking, Jay? Like, should we try to get into the hallway, or is that too much?
Before Zara went down, I mean, we're fairly sure that Father Tomaton over there isn't susceptible to, like, being frightened, right?
I don't think he can be
wouldn't think
frightened.
so.
I think what's juicy about Brian's debuff is that he causes a chance for him to miss.
Uh-huh. Well, I was thinking about going up to him to try to tumble through, but I think he would get a reaction attack on me, unless has he already used his reaction this round.
None of the enemies have used reaction.
Yeah, I mean, we have some other options. One option would be you could take out the healing potion in your inventory, feed it to Zara, and then also, like, raise your dueling cape. Or maybe you could hunker down behind the cover.
Yeah, I was going to say, take cover would probably be the better option rather than using shields if you're not in melee directly. Taking cover will raise it from a +2 to a +4 armor class from ranged shots, at least.
So if I take cover as an action, get out the healing potion as a second action, and feed it to Zara as a third action, I think that's my best course.
Well, it's tough to say because there's a shooty bot and then the crossbow gremlin dude that go before Zara, versus if I was the one to get her up, only the crossbow goblin dude goes.
Lying on the ground, they can't see you at all.
Past all the rocks and stuff.
Right.
So yeah, I should be safe either way.
Yeah, that's true. She is fairly safe.
Yeah, we could leave Zara alone, but like I feel like we need her conceal thing. I feel like we need... Well, so you're at dying 2. If you went down again, are you dead, or can you still use a hero point.
I think we all only die at dying 4, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so another crit would kill Zara.
Another
all the
crit
way.
would kill me, yeah.
Right. Should we stay and fight? Should we try to get into the hallway and retreat a little bit?
We've got, 3 ranged guys, a dog, and the big halberd dude.
2 ranged dogs and the crossbow gremlin dude and the big halberd guy.
Okay, so 4 combatants total.
It spends a lot of our actions for us to get into the hallway is why I don't love it, but I also don't love us just taking hits like this. But
Right.
I mean, us hunkering down is good.
Yeah, question. Can you voluntarily fall down for free at any time?
Yeah, I think falling prone is free.
Okay. So if we're getting out of here, then I'm grabbing Zara, I'm double moving, and then I'm going to ground at the end of that movement to get out of the way. And then Kardain and Stoke, it would be up to you to plug up the hole, essentially.
Plugging up the hole might be really good. Like, I could be an excellent hole plugger because I have a tower shield.
Right.
That's true.
If you use your action, you become cover for the people behind you. Recall, that's the rule of the tower shields. And if they then take cover, you could all get greater cover behind his shield.
Yes.
Okay.
So this is kind of the perfect scenario to maybe try that. And then what that does, Jay, is, I mean, obviously the big halberd scary guy is going to come wail on me. It gives us time to, like, apply our healing potions. It lets me apply my heal, my cornucopia, so we could get really defensive, potentially. I think we need to change tactics.
Yes.
And let's leverage the shield.
I agree.
Yeah, I agree.
If you are the bulwark, then can Stoke attack past you from behind you, or does his axe not have reach?
He doesn't have reach.
Okay.
I think we try to let Stoke make some attacks. I think we turtle up.
Yeah.
I'm saying maybe we close the bulwark with Stoke not with us.
Well, Stoke can't do anything unless he's up front.
Yeah, we are allies, so Stoke can always move past you, because I'm going to be well past you. Like, with my move this turn, I won't be right behind you, so Stoke will have room if he needs to just come in and get behind you if it gets too dire.
Yeah, Stoke is still healthy. Stoke could go after one of the ranged combatants. We go into the hallway.
So I put my hand on Stoke's shoulder and say, I believe it's time to fall back. Old friend, I'm taking Lady Zara to safety. Don't stay longer than you need to. Kardain will have your back if you need it.
I'll cover your escape, sir. Just get out of here.
Right then. So I bend down and pick up Lady Zara from where she's lying on the floor, and then, with some difficulty, not saying anything about your weight, Lady Zara, but with some with some encumbrance, I shall retreat into the tunnel. And then at the end of my movement, I will go to ground.
So you kind of like heroically grab her and then like slide.
Yeah, something like that.
Oh, shoot. You have the light.
Oh, my goodness.
I didn't think about that. You're the one with the stone.
Then the only target visible for the ranged clockwork dog is Stoke.
But Stoke's got his buckler up.
And that is a miss.
Doesn't Brian still tell Mr. Crowley what to do on his turns even when he's downed?
Don't think so, because it's a command.
Well, no, doesn't he have independent?
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, he's independent, so he probably does what I would want him to do.
Interesting.
So Stoke, yeah, he can't see the enemies.
Right.
Actually, he can make out the one shooting from near the door. Just that slit of light coming in is just enough to light him. But does he want to leave this defensive area?
No, he does not.
So he is going to retreat back to the opposite corner behind the wall and take cover there instead. So he moves up next to Kardain and away from the clockwork soldier.
Okay.
But that's his whole turn in order to get there safely and tied. So Kardain.
Okay, so this is a pivotal turn where we've committed to try to get into the hallway. Dungeon Master, what do I need to do to make that happen?
You can get there with a single move and then use another action to raise your shield for everyone.
Well, I think I intentionally stayed prone on the first turn. Like, I lost my first turn because I was asleep. Then Bronman woke me up.
That's true.
Then I decided to stay on the ground to maximize my turn to shoot and heal. This is only my third turn, so...
So you need to stand up first then, I think, in order to be able to plant your shield effectively.
Okay, so I lose an action to collect myself, and then I could move into the hallway?
One action, grab your shield. Second action, stand up. Third action, move into the hallway.
Right, which all that does is I'm at least giving them cover.
They're already prone, so they have a little bit of advantage there. Alternatively, you could grab your shield and crawl into the tunnel, and that would be your 3 actions to get you the whole way.
Right.
And then next turn, you could stand up and place it.
Well, that's an option that would make it so I don't take any ranged attacks, but then they're all just going to light up Stoke, but he's taking cover.
Yeah.
Is there a way instead, even if it means leaving my shield, could I get off the ranged heal or an AoE heal here?
So you crawl a little bit forward, raise yourself up enough to see over the rubble, and cast the heal.
I think so. I think
Yes.
a player losing a turn is really bad, and we should avoid doing that.
Giving her a full set of actions makes sense.
All right, this is what I'm going to do, Brian. I'm going to give you my final heal.
Thank you.
14 healing.
Wow.
Too bad I rolled a
Good
6 on the
stuff.
D8.
That's a good one. Yeah. I will take that.
That's my turn.
One of the crossbow bolts strikes Stoke, coming from the engineer-looking guy, and hits him for moderate damage, but he's still doing okay. And now it's Zara's turn. So you wake up in the hallway next to Verrol.
Ooh, I do not feel well. Let's see. From where I am, I could only probably see one of the dogs all the way out in the room.
You'd have to stand up to actually see any of the enemies.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so my options are to drink a healing potion to bring me up a little further.
Can you send Mr. Crowley out to do things while you can't, against things that you can't see?
I can send him out, but he can't really do anything. He can't make strikes or...
Can't he deliver touch spells?
No, I would have had to give him that ability today.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Is it possible if Zara got next to where Kardain is laying down that she could peer over me and see the big scary bot? Because I'm on the ground. I'm not, standing up in her way.
But then she'd have to kind of make herself vulnerable.
Yeah, she'd have to get up and move right behind you. And then she'd only have 1 action left to actually do anything.
Right, but 1 action's all she needs for her hex. Because, isn't the halberd dude just going to walk over and wail on me or Stoke?
Mm-hmm.
I go before the scary golem crossbow guy.
Okay.
So I will stand up in front of you as one of my actions is my plan. Reach over, maybe grab my shield.
Okay.
If that's legal.
Yeah, I could certainly try that.
I don't know. I don't want to put you in harm's way if you don't want to be in harm's way. I'm just saying you might still be able to get your hex cantrip off, possibly. What else are you thinking, though, Brian? What else? Where's your mind?
Well, so standing up would be an action, right? Mm-hmm. And then moving, and then I could do that and then drop prone again. To stand up, move, and then Shroud of Night, and then drop prone. Otherwise, yeah, I think it's drinking a healing potion and basically prepping for next turn. My only other ranked spell is Dizzying Colors, which has the chance of giving enemies dazzled or stunned or blinded.
Oh, what kind of a range does that have?
It's a 15-foot cone, so not very much.
Okay.
It's color spray in the remastered version.
Can you summon another undead guy to take a hit or two?
No, that was my only casting of it.
Okay.
Sadly.
I mean, the more that I assess this battle, the more that I'm actually realizing this might be a full-blown retreat. Is that just me, or are either of you feeling that way?
It very well could be.
It feels like potentially, yeah.
Yeah, especially now that Stoke is badly injured. I mean, you're still at full, but...
we just took so many crits early on. I mean,
right.
Throughout the combat, we've been taking so many crits.
There's no shame in a strategic retreat. We're kind of halfway there, right? Which is, we're going for a pinch point. But we kind of need to decide sooner than later, maybe, if it's spend all the healing potions and just try to run away. We don't have any, mobility stuff.
That might be the strat here. It's a tough call.
I think the fact that we took a lot of crits and we weren't able to really make a whole lot of progress on the big guy means that we probably should regroup.
Yeah.
Right. We went into this fight sans a spell slot.
Mm-hmm. All right. I think that's the call, right? I think that's the right call.
Of note, this is the perfect battlefield to try to retreat from, potentially, because it's got such a narrow hallway where myself or Stoke, we're shield users, we could plug it up.
That's what I was just thinking, yeah.
I shouldn't say that because the Dungeon Master's right here listening to all this, but it's I don't think this kind of retreat would work in Pathfinder very well on an open battlefield, but I think because it gets squeezy,
yes,
we might be able to get to the high ground and we could start sending one at a time our people up the wall, right? Isn't there a wall to climb?
That's quite a ways away.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it is.
How far away is that? That's very relevant.
It's a while. It's a while, yeah.
Yeah, but even just like getting our enemies coming after a single file might be...
Could be a game changer.
I just mainly want to get the tower shield working.
In place, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this is what it's for, right? That's why you have the tower shield, for situations just like this.
Yeah, to protect a whole party.
So let's make use of it.
Yeah.
All right, so stand, move for Zara.
Yeah.
Let's get them spending their actions on movement instead of just shooting us.
Ooh, and actually, I just so happen to have a cantrip for this. So I will stand up and then cast Warp Step.
Dude.
So 2 actions. You gain a plus 5 foot status bonus to your speed until the end of your turn. You then stride twice.
Nice.
So
wow.
I'll move 60 feet instead of 50 feet.
As a single action?
That cost me 2 actions, but it allowed me to stride twice as part of casting the spell.
Okay.
So basically, if you're going to use 2 actions on movement, it gives you an extra 10 feet.
Yeah.
It's pretty sweet.
And then if the third action was also to move, that would give you another plus 5 feet as well.
It's not a spell that Kardain can take because I think it's occult, arcane only.
So, yep, that's what I do.
All right, so Zara stands up and runs.
Eerily, magically, swiftly. Are you going to bring Mr. Crowley with you?
Yes, I should do that as well. So, first thing, free action, have him move and land on my shoulder, and then move.
Caw-caw, Mr. Crowley.
Mr. Crowley, to me! And he flies in the opposite direction.
Yeah, he flies out across the mountain.
He can't quite get to you where you were laying down.
Okay.
So maybe he'll land on someone else as they're running away.
Yeah, that works.
He lands on my shoulder instead.
On Verrol's head.
Off, you foul bird. I'll soil my clothing. Don't think I haven't seen the white trail down the back of Zara's dress.
The automaton climbs over the wall, gets right up next to Kardain.
Yep, but I don't have my shield on.
Swings down as you're lying on the ground, completely defenseless, and critically hits you for 22 points of damage.
Oh,
ouchies. Another crit. Yeah, I think running was the right call.
Yeah. Many crits.
And then it attacks a second time but misses.
That's fortunate.
No one's in a position to see what the dogs are doing.
Is Stoke still taking cover?
Yeah. He gets, yet again, critically hit.
Oh my god.
This time by the dog, but it was a very low roll.
It's like they can't not crit us.
He only takes a little bit of damage from it, though. Remember the first time that you fought those guys crawling on the walls and they were missing constantly?
Mm-hmm.
This is just kind of the inverse of that. It's catching up to you.
It's RNG. That's right.
Okay, Verrol.
I want to run after Zara, but I also kind of want to stay to make sure that Kardain and Stoke get away all right.
I really, really appreciate that, Jay.
You think I should run?
I think so. I
do.
mean, your character's at 7 health. Even if you chug a healing potion, it's not going to do much.
All right. Yep. I will stand up and move. Get out of here. Bravely run away.
Braves are Robin.
Leaving Stoke in complete darkness. No less. Oh, wait. No. I will stand up. I will drop the light stone where I'm standing. Stoke, pick this up on your way back. Or actually, I'll toss it out to where Kardain is, over the rock pile, and then I'll make a single move.
Then you'll have to spend an action to pick it up there.
Right, but it'll still give him light so that he can see his way
Better
out.
than him not being able to see.
Right.
Saying it might be better to leave it where you are so he's not spending an action out in the danger zone picking it up.
No, I meant toss it in front of Kardain, like in the tunnel, but closer to where he is.
Okay.
I don't want him to be completely in the dark and stumbling around.
Right, so you stand up, you toss the crystal, rip it off your neck and toss it, and then run back towards Zara.
Yeah, towards Zara's.
Alright, another dog's shooting at Stoke, misses, and Stoke, if he moves, he's going to get attacked.
Right.
Well, couldn't he step?
He could step 3 times.
Because the guy has reach? Is that the idea?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Spend his whole turn getting past you and out of reach.
That actually makes sense. If that's going to avoid him taking the hit, then that's what he should do.
Well, the problem is that guy's just going to go again and then smack.
Well, but you'll be in the way with your shield up.
So I don't have my shield. I'm still on the ground. I need to get out of there, too.
Yeah, one of the 2 of them is going to take an attack.
You're plugging the hole, right? If you're going to stand there with your shield, the next turn you get up, you get your shield in place, right?
I don't know if that's an option for us anymore, just the way that this has transpired. Me getting crit by the bot, I think, I felt really confident about trying to plug the hall when I was at full health, my friend. Now that I'm at 10 of 32, I also need to run. If Kardain takes the shield with him, I lose 5 feet of movement. Movement is the most precious stat when you're doing a retreat. I think I have to leave my shield.
Oh, wow.
So can Stoke still come with us? Because that's kind of my plan for my turn, even if I have to crawl away for the first move to not get smashered again by this halberd dude. He's killing us.
You don't have any way to avoid an attack from him.
Oh no, I've got a plan, Thane. Don't you worry.
Okay, but I'm just saying, standing up provokes, crawling away provokes.
Okay.
Picking up your shield provokes. Drinking a potion would provoke.
Yeah, reach plus opportunity attack is just so strong.
There is still an option that Stoke has to possibly try to save you.
Stoke.
You don't have to do this.
You don't have to.
Don't sacrifice yourself.
You mean if Stoke takes the reaction, then it lets Kardain get away?
That's one thing.
I also was thinking of having Braun take the reaction. So you and I have strategically given Braun a healing potion. I was going to have Braun feed one of us the healing potion and potentially trigger the reactive strike.
Oh, dude.
That's my thought.
That's actually real smart.
The problem is enemies don't have to, so Thane would have to decide in his mind, would the robot take... By the way, Braun isn't in the familiar satchel. Remember how he was sleeping next to me? Which is very relevant. He has a potion. He could do an interact to feed one of us the potion and potentially draw the reactive strike.
You have described at length how Braun is going to be your potion delivery vehicle.
Well, but Braun is also the most selfless person in this party.
True.
So, no offense. If Stoke wants to do that, that's fine. But, it's totally within Braun's personality to, stay behind or feed Kardain a potion.
Braun has a transportable soul. Stoke does not.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
I was also thinking Stoke could potentially move up and try to trip the guy.
Yeah, trip or disarm, yeah. Oh, if he's prone, he loses his attack of opportunity?
Well, it would make it harder.
Wouldn't Stoke take an attack just moving into range?
Not with the 5-foot step.
Oh, okay.
It does feel like the kind of thing Stoke might do.
He's going to try it. Actually, no, that opens him up to taking shots from everyone right afterwards.
Yeah.
Right.
Here's what he's going to do. First thing, raise a shield. Second, move at normal speed past the guy and past Kardain, hoping to draw its fire while raising the shield to minimize the risk as much as he can. And it just misses Stoke.
Yes! Oh, man.
Barely.
Wow.
So, Stoke makes it past Kardain, sweeps up the crystal, and is a little ways into the hallway.
My. Okay, so he got that reaction for you, Kardain.
So now it is Kardain's turn.
So, with the reaction down, I feel like it's still good since we're thinking about it. It'd still be wise for me to take Braun up on the potion he has.
Yeah.
Familiars can't actually give you, or they can't feed you potions.
Oh, they can't feed. Right. They can't feed, but...
They can hand it to you.
Yeah, but he could, if I was to cast Cornucopia into his hands, he could hold the berries for us. So he can hold things. You're right. He can't feed it.
Does he have manual dexterity?
He does. He has independent manual dexterity.
Oh, really? But he still can't feed it to you. Huh.
It's because manual dexterity gives you the interact action, and using a potion is activating an item, which is a different thing.
Okay.
They did add some more familiar abilities later, item delivery. But Braun only has 2 familiar action or abilities per day, so I'd have to invest more in him having more powers and also giving him item delivery. And yeah. So should I try to spend the action to grab the shield? Because that's the thing too. It slows me down. But if I am going to take any more hits of the melee variety, I will really wish I had. And I don't actually know how fast or slow this big scary guy is. I guess he's going to catch me no matter what I do. If I stood up and ran twice without the shield, that's 40 feet of movement.
Right.
If I grab the shield, then stand, I only move 15.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
It's like night and day. It's 15 feet versus 40 feet. I think Kardain should I guess I could tell Braun to hop into the familiar satchel and come with me.
Yep.
Yeah.
You can do that.
Okay.
I'm willing to bet that these guys are programmed to be the guardians of this chamber, as opposed to wanting to go out on that ledge and pursue us indefinitely, but maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong.
Well, but if we're moving fast, like I'm raising the chance that I live, right, substantially by letting the shield go. All right, so Kardain bends down to Braun and says, "All right, friend, we gotta go. We gotta get out of here." And Braun solemnly pushes the healing potion into Kardain's hand and then proceeds to stand in front of Kardain. So I'm going to have Kardain stand and move 40 feet.
Leaving his precious shield behind.
And his precious familiar.
A crossbow bolt whizzes down the hallway ineffectually. And Zara, you just keep running?
Just keep running. So I'll do warp step, cast warp step again.
So Zara is
30, 60, 90 feet.
Booking it.
Yep.
So the automaton steps forward over Braun.
Does he step on Braun?
He's small enough that he can share the same space. Takes a swing at Stoke. Hits with his first attack, leaving Stoke barely standing.
Oh no.
Misses with his second.
Goodness.
Oof.
And little guys still get to shoot little dogs.
Oh no.
The dog bolt hits him. Stoke has 1 hit point left.
Oh my
And
god.
it's Verrol's turn.
I don't know if I can leave Stoke behind. I really don't.
Right, but what can you do to help him is the thing.
On the other hand, can you even leave him behind because he's got your light now?
That's true.
Does Stoke have a heal? He has a healing potion in his inventory, right?
Yes. He has to survive long enough to drink it.
Right. I'm thinking if I go back, toss him a healing potion, and then immediately move back to where I am now, will that save him an action so he could at least raise his shield, drink the potion, and then try to move away next turn?
I mean, if he drinks the potion, then he would have to take an attack.
Yeah.
He can just take a step and then run for it. The only thing is we don't know if he's going to get shot again or not.
So there's one other guy that's going to take shots at him before he gets to go.
I don't think there's anything we can do to help him, you know?
Yeah, sadly.
I'm fresh out of ideas. Like, he did the heroic thing, buying us that bit of extra.
Mm-hmm.
Remember how we spent all that time making that barricade? The relevancy of the barricade now, my friends, is the fact that it's a bunch of difficult terrain. And if we can run far enough that they finally have to walk over the difficult terrain, we might lose them.
Mm-hmm. Now, here's the other thing. Can I safely run into complete darkness? I think the answer to that is no.
Right.
You could spend an action getting out a torch, lighting the torch, and moving. You're well... how far away are you?
Oh, that's right. I have the lantern that we bought the other night.
And I have torches.
Okay.
So 2 actions probably to get the lantern out and light it.
Okay. I'll do that. And then I will move into the darkness. Into the lantern-lit darkness.
Okay.
This is where we need like rope trick or tiny hut, right? Because like even if we make it away from these guys, we are so vulnerable.
Yeah.
Oh no. Stoke's been hit.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Oh really? The turn before he gets to run?
The dog shoots a bolt at him.
One last bolt strikes Stoke.
Does it deal exactly 1 damage?
No.
And it brings him down. You hear a gasp of pain. He's like, make it out alive.
No, Stoke!
Oh, stop.
All of a sudden, Enya starts playing in the background
Yeah. As he drops to his knees, just full of arrows.
in slow motion.
Boromir style.
Stoke.